Even before you apply to an MBA, you have to first decide that is this a good fit for you. The timeline for this is usually around 12 to 24 months before application, in which you can see if the MBA is the right fit for your career, and not just doing an MBA but also thinking post completing the program what you will do. After that, let's look at some of the requirements for the MBA process. These are the typical requirements, so there can be some different elements in each school. So you will need a GMAT or GRE score, some essays, resume or CV, letter of recommendations, English proficiency score, and some of the video assessments that we will talk about. So the first step is figuring out your target school. So this you can do about 10 to 12 months before the application, in which you should be able to decide the geography, your post program goals, and any specific things that you are looking for in a particular program. For example, you can be looking for an entrepreneurship heavy program, you can be looking for a finance heavy program, you could be looking for even a fashion heavy program. So all this you have to think, and what should be the ideal target school, you have to create a list basically. The next step is to prepare GMAT of and GRE. You can start preparing for this about 6 to 8 months before the application, depending on your first mock score. So even before preparing for GMAT or GRE, I would suggest that you should give a mock test score, and based on that and based on the target schools that you have gathered, you can then estimate how much time will it take for you to get to that score. As soon as you can, register on the application portal. This is about 2 to 6 months before applying. So create an account on the application portal of that target school or schools that you want to apply, and then the next step follows as well, because once you are in the portal, you can then finalize your recommender providers, that is who you want the mentors to actually give you recommendation letters. So just give them heads up in timeline and add them to the recommend providers, because then they will also receive the recommendation well in advance, so that you are not rushing to the last minute, and they also have time to write a decent recommendation letter. Then the next thing is start writing your essays. You can do it within 2 to 4 months before application, again depending on how intensive the process is. So from the application portal, get all the essays required in the application. I see people doing a lot of mistakes there. What I see people doing is they only take care of the main essays that you can scour through the internet, but they forget about the 100 or 200 word tiny essays that are embedded within the application form, so that we have to also take care. And then while writing your essays, you have to write purpose driven and detailed essays tailored to the specific situation, and don't use AI, because that's the first thing that the schools will check, whether the application was made from AI or not. You can use AI for idea generation and determining the structure of the essays, but the overall writing should be done by you. On that note, we have helped a lot of people with a 100% success rate. So if you want help with the MBA process, do feel free to reach out through the link below in the description. The next step is prepare and, more importantly, tailor your CV and resume. This you can do while writing your essays as well, but you can do it even before. So develop your resume and tailor it so that it stands out across the other candidates applying through the process. By that, what I mean is be impact heavy, showcase what you have actually accomplished rather than what you have done. The next step is gathering all the required documents. So you will need to submit your transcripts, English language certifications, and other documents. So take that from the application portal itself and gather the required documents, so that you're not searching for your school transcripts or your undergrad transcripts one day before you are applying for the MBA process. Then the last step is an optional one, because some of the schools do have a Kira and video assessments in there. So this is 1 to 2 weeks after you have applied. So they do have a video assessment in which you will get a prompt and it will start running, and then you have to record yourself and submit. So check the respective schools information. Some of the schools even have an option to record your responses even before, and you just have to submit a video, and some do it online through Kira in real time. So that will depend on school to school. And the last step is, if you are shortlisted, prepare for a one-on-one interview either from an alumni or through admissions committee member. And this is around 1 to 2 months after you have applied. So make sure you save a copy of your essays, what you have written, so that you can tailor it back, because it can be that you have submitted different essays to different school and your long term and short term goals are different. What you want to get out of the school is different. So